On Sunday night at Soldier Field, the Chicago Bears have an opportunity to lock in the NFC North crown. This is a huge possible accomplishment for the Chicago Bears to do under first-year head coach Ben Johnson. But even more so than that, it also keeps them alive to win the number one seed in the NFC North overall. On today's episode, I want to talk about keys for the offense and defense and who could or could not be on the field on Sunday to help the Chicago Bears secure the NFC crown. We're going to talk about all that plus more right after this. What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bears Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bears related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chi Bears Central on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and look at this content for today, y'all. And we're going to look at the keys for the offense and defense coming into Sunday's game, since this is the last time you guys will see my face before the pregame show on Sunday. We do this every Friday. No surprises there. But first, we do have to get into the injury report. So as of Thursday's practice, Devin Duvernay, TJ Edwards, DeMarco Jackson, Nick McLeod, and Rome Odunze all did not participate in practice. We already pretty much know Rome Odunze is probably not going to play already. Devin Duvernay, as a special returns guy, it would be nice to get him out there. He had some big returns for us here recently. TJ Edwards is a big one. Now, I do think TJ Edwards may be taking some veteran days here, so take that for whatever you will. We'll see how that ends up shaking out for the team. DeMarco Jackson, him not playing as well, has been a big one for the Bears, as he's made a big impact for the Bears when we haven't had any linebackers. But that's a question. Joe Thuney was a full participant, making it look like he's going to be in a pretty good spot to be able to come in and perform for the Chicago Bears, on Sunday. And then you had Luther Burden, Kevin Byard, Drew Dahlman, C.J. Garner-Johnson, Travis Homer, Luke Newman, Amin, and Nashawn Wright, all as limited participants in practice. I'm going to say don't read too much into it right now. With it being Christmas and everything, you're going to have some players that sat out, that didn't play, stuff like that. It is what it is. I'm not going to, as it stands right now, I'm not going to worry too much about it. But we'll see what happens overall for the Chicago Bears team and how they keep it pushing and, where we're going to be at. So overall, I'll say this. Whoever's on the football field, and the Bears have shown this all season long, next man up mentality, let's attack it and let's get it done. With that said, I want to talk about both sides of the football for the Chicago Bears and keys for the offense and defense. The first one, as far as keys for the offense, this offense cannot afford too many scoreless drives. The Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers are 9th and 10th in the league in scoring. We're 10th, they're 9th. They average 26.1 points per game. So that means that the Bears are going to have to put up points, and they need to do so early and consistently. I would love to say, hey, let's get touchdowns, right? And that's the thing that I would love to say is touchdowns over anything else, but get scores. You do not want to have too many stall drives and scoreless drives against this 49ers team, because you're going to have to probably score 30 points at a minimum to be able to win this game. And even that, with the problems with the Bears defense and some of the issues with the Niners defense in certain areas too, you can't even overlook that. So this is going to be an area where the Bears are going to have to focus. They're going to have to. And we're going to need big performances from this offense as far as getting scores up. So we need to score early, we need to score often, and we need to limit the scoreless drives. That's just a huge part of it. And when on drives where the Chicago Bears defense do hold the San Francisco 49ers offense from scoring, the Bears got to get points up on the board there. Points. Let's be solid in our execution, those type of things, but we have to score on drives. We cannot afford very many scoreless drives. I think the time of possession for each team is going to be high here. I don't see like a game where both teams have a huge number of drives. I think that both teams are going to try to move the ball methodically in this game, and because of that, each drive becomes even more important for the Bears. So let's limit the scoreless drives. With that, find success on the ground. This Niner team only allows 102 yards on the ground per game. So those ground yards are going to come. You're going to have to fight for those. Right now, luckily, we already know what common non-guy is as far as always falling forward, always finding a way to get positive yardage for the Bears. And it seems like that's been contagious even for DeAndre Swift as well. And so you love to see those things. But the Bears run game, they're going to have to try to find their gaps and their holes where they can and get some consistent yards on the ground. I'm not expecting a huge, crazy day from the Bears on the ground, but we got to use that double-headed attack that we have. We're going to have to get creative also in how we're going to have to get people open coming out the backfield. But this is a game where the success on the ground is not going to be easy to come by, but you got to find some success. You cannot allow the 49ers to force you into a one-dimensional team because if you do that, even though they aren't the best passing defense as far as guarding the pass, we'll talk about that here in a second, you have to take advantage of being able to get those yards on the ground. That gets us out in rhythm offensively. That gets us on shorter situations on third downs. You got to find success on the ground. When the Bears have been good, when the Bears have looked great, it has come via us establishing our run game. We have to continue to do that. We cannot afford to not establish a run game early against this 49ers team because if we do, we will get punched in the face. And so find that. Trust Commandant guy. Trust DeAndre Swift. You're going to see some of DJ Moore. Caleb's even going to have to make plays with his legs. We have to find our ground game by any means necessary. We got to find some semblance of a ground game because if they take that completely away from us, it's going to get a little bit tough there for us. So let's hope that the Bears can do that. This is a staunch running defense. They do not allow a bunch of yards on the ground. Let's see if the Bears can take care of that. Next up, accurate Caleb Williams is going to be a huge difference maker in this game. The 49ers average allowing 229 yards in the air per game. That's a pretty large margin there, right? So the Bears are going to have to do similar to what they did against the Cleveland Browns in the first half, where Caleb Williams was attacking the weak spots of that defense. We were getting, I think at that point, almost 16 yards per passing play. I'm not expecting that level of success against the 49ers, but you want to do those some similar things with that. It's going to be a similar game plan. If you can find that rhythm in the ground, in the air, like we had at that point in time, especially hopefully with Luther Burden coming back and being available in this game, that is going to help this team be able to, like I said, score points, move the ball, move the chains. That's what we're going to have to do. And hopefully the Bears can do that, man. If they do not, it's going to be tough. This is a defense that allows 21.3 points per game. They're 12th in the NFL in that. So we're going to have to tighten up. We're going to have to get that done. And if we can, great. But, that Caleb Williams being accurate, no drop passes by the wide receivers as well. We're still going to probably be without Rome Odunze, so we know that DJ Moore is going to get a lion's share of the targets, even with Luther Burden potentially coming back. And we just got to see who steps up. Is it going to be Jahade Walker again? Does Oz actually have a good game here sooner rather than later? All big questions for the Chicago Bears as far as getting it done in the air, but we're going to have to find a way. Just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We are 14th in the NFL as far as passing yards. We average 219.4 per game. We have to find that success against the 49ers in the air, so it has to be one of the balance of air and ground. We have to get that done. Now, the balance may shift a little bit more air in this game because of how the 49ers guard the run, but the Bears cannot allow themselves to fall into a trap of us not being able to move the ball in the air because if we don't find that rhythm, it's good. The run game is going to already be difficult. It just makes it easier on the 49ers, so we have to get that done. But those are my three keys for the offense. Let's switch and look at the defense here. First, put pressure. The first key for the defense, put pressure on Brock Purdy. The 49ers are averaging 249 yards passing in the air. That's the fifth most in the NFL. And while C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Deshaun Wright have both had different moments of being pretty damn good for the Chicago Bears, make no mistake about it, they've both have struggled in coverage in different times and different areas. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, when it comes to the quicker and faster wide receivers, has been a problem. And Deshaun Wright sometimes just has problems in coverage overall, right? So do not be surprised if the Niners target both these guys early in the game to see where that weak spot in that defense is going to be. We have to be sound in that. And so because of that, we got to get him down. Brock Purdy isn't sacked very often. He's just not sacked very often. And so if we can get that consistent pressure, that's it. It's just about pressure. I don't need to see a bunch of sack numbers. I don't expect very high sack numbers, but I do expect us to make it uncomfortable for him a little bit. We got to get that done. If we can take care of the coverage, be solid enough in coverage, we're going to need Jalen Johnson, Kevin Byard, all those guys to be solid there, and Deshaun Wright. We're going to need these guys to be solid there. But if we can do that, paired with the pressure on Brock Purdy, we can definitely, get him out of his bag a little bit and hopefully find a way, an area for us to wiggle in for a win. Keep them out the end zone. We just talked about how they're the ninth highest scoring team in the game of football. You cannot allow them to get in that rhythm of getting into the end zone early and often, right? I don't expect a lot of 3-and-outs. Like I said, I do expect this to be one of those games where both teams have long drives, methodical drives, but you got to keep them out the end zone no matter what. Bend but don't break has to be the mentality here. Ideally, you want to break them, but bend but don't break. Do not allow them big yardage situations and keep them out the end zone. You have to keep them out the end zone. because this is a team that puts up points. Every drive that you can keep them from putting up points, that gives your offense another chance to create a margin, a gap there. That's what this Bears team has to do. If you can't stop them from moving the ball, at least stop them from getting into the end zone. That's what I want to see from this defense. And lastly, forced turnovers. Takeaways have been a huge part of the Chicago Bears' identity defensively all season long, right? And it has been that. And when you look at this, the 49ers are in the bottom team as far as turnover margin. They don't have a great turnover margin. This is an area you have to, things that you can use to your advantage and play to your strengths, that's where you can create some space at. That's what the Bears need to focus at against this Niners team in a lot of different areas, that being one of them. Force turnovers when you can. You can keep them out of rhythm by doing that. You know how demoralizing that is and how the Soldier Field is going to be live. If that ends up being the case as well, let's take care of business today or on Sunday against this and keep them out the end zone. If you can do that, you can win some football games. And I think that has to be a thing. Forcing turnovers, keeping them out the end zone, pressure on Brock Purdy. These are some of the most important things for this defense coming into this game. And I think that the Bears can do it. Again, I'm not putting any type of crazy, expectations here on the Bears, but these are things that we've seen this team do before. They just got to play solidly. We're going to need our linebackers to be on point. The defensive line is just going to have to play together and do as much as they can. Consistent pressure. That's it. Consistent pressure. And if he hesitates at all and his wide receivers don't get open quick, use that to your advantage. Everything has to work in synergy on Sunday against the 49ers. This is an important game where we're coming for the crown, and the only way to get that done is to take care of business. And I was wrong. We're actually not in Soldier Field. We're in San Francisco. I don't know why I thought we were at Soldier Field. We're in San Francisco on that, so my bad on that one. So let's see if we can take care of business in that instance. All right. With that said, it is Friday. That means it is Mailbag Day, even with the holiday. Let's get into these voicemails. This one's from Greedy.
Yo, it's Greedy, man. Shout out to y'all, the Chicago Bears Central, man. Hey, I was having a debate with different, fan bases, man, and people be talking crazy, and this is my opinion on my team, the Bears, our team, you know what I'm saying? I say, man, we got a quarterback, we got a running back, we got a good receiving room, and we got a defense. We take the ball away, and we can score the ball at any given time. I say, and the thing that people that sleep on the Bears the most is that we a comeback team. When the Bears get in late game situations, we don't really get rattled. You know what I'm saying? We've been in that situation. So when we get in late game situations, playoffs, they've been there before. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not gonna be the same atmosphere, but they've been there before. You know what I'm saying? So I got faith in my team. You know what I'm saying? And I be telling them like, hey, y'all doubted everything about our team. Y'all give us every excuse, man. We didn't do this, we didn't do that, man. Just keep sleeping if you want to, man. We winning games. That's all. That's what the game about. Winning games, winning football games, winning on Sunday, man. And a lot of the times we won through adversity, not being healthy. The same thing that every other team in the NFL going through. The Bears they went through it. You know what I'm saying? We went weeks without a linebackers, man. Come on, what team doing this better coach, man? Even Flus would have fell apart. We would have won probably 4 games with Flus. You know what I'm saying? That's just being 100. Ben Johnson, he's running this operation, you know what I'm saying, 10 times, but they fixed the line. Shout out to Post for that. Man, it's just been love, man. It's just been love, man. Shout out to the whole Bears Nation, Chicago Bears Central, man. Hey, the real Bears fans, you know what I'm saying? National media always say, hey, are they going to be whoopie-whoop? And, hey, all the Bears fans kept safe, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all, man. And we can make that run. I always have faith. We got a franchise quarterback on a rookie deal, and we got a A1 defense. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got picks next year. I still got faith. We could have a, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just me. That's just my idea. That's just my brain. You know what I'm saying? My point of view. But shout out to y'all, the Chicago Bears Central, man. This Greedy, man. I'm out, man. Shout out to y'all and FGB, baby.
I think you hit the nail on the head, man. We're winning games. And that's what matters, is that we're winning games, right? We'll worry about the offseason, like I said, how to make it more pretty. We'll win games more pretty, more decisively, whatever it is. Every team has faced adversity. So I don't want to act like the Bears are the only team to face adversity this year, but look at the adversity that we have faced. Not having any linebackers for a second. Not ever having our starting cornerback core that we thought we were going to have here, and how Dennis Allen was going to scheme that. Like, look at players that have had we've had to sign C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We've had Nashawn Wright's had to play well above the expectations for himself at a Pro Bowl level. And so we've had to deal with tons of adversity, and the Bears have handled that pretty damn well, Greedy. So this team has earned my trust that they're going to fight. It doesn't mean that we're going to win every game, but I do have trust in this team that they are going to fight. They are going to compete. They're going to leave it all out there on the field, and let's see if they can get it done. All right, with that said, let's get into the next voicemail, man. This one's from Tim Pecos.
Hey, I'm Tim Pecos from St. Cloud, Florida, and I love your podcast. I listen to all Chicago Bears stuff, and I listen to all the radio stations, and you're one of my favorite ones. You're very clear. You speak clear. I can hear you. Your volume is great. You're positive. You're uplifting, and I love the damn show, man. Thank you so much for being a Chicago Bears supporter, broadcaster, and getting the word out, man. I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much, man. I love you. I love the show. And I love the season, and it's been doing great. And just want to say that this year's real special, no matter how good they do. Special year with a special coach. And it means the world to us fans. Thank you.
First of all, thank you for the love, bro. We appreciate you greatly there. And it's been a very special season for the Bears. First season under Ben Johnson, the growth of Caleb Williams, this offensive line being what it has, Kyle Monangai, the whole rookie class, it has been a very special season. The defense, getting in Dennis Allen, what Al Harris has been for this team, all the type of stuff. It's been a very, very special season. I'm glad that we've been here to cover it every step of the way, because going through seasons of winning 3 games and stuff like that has been tough. And it's really good to see that this team has a direction. And now with them locking in the playoff spot, all of that, they have things that they can legitimately build off of no matter how the season ends. But we still got business to take care of, and let's see how we're going to go out here and handle it, because hopefully this is a Bears team that is going to get a few playoff wins. We'll see. All right, let's get into this next one, man. This one's from 7.
Peace and blessings. What's good? It's your boy, 7 Inglewood Zone, right now in your zone. And first and foremost, I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody that celebrate, and to everybody else who don't hate. Ain't no need for it. But I had a question for y'all. Just came to mind this morning. I got to hurry up and get it in before the kids get up, because Santa Claus ain't come through. So I got to try to make miracles. But getting to the point, listen, what do you think the Bears really need to focus on when it comes to this upcoming game? Because I think this game is going to be the biggest test that we've had so far. And when it comes to that, in particular, I'm just thinking of a couple of things that we really need to be working on and really need to focus on, because we have a tendency, one, to make new quarterbacks look like they are superstars. I don't know what it is about rookie quarterbacks, new quarterbacks, and all that. Young quarterback, we just, I don't know. Malik Willis looked like he was doing pretty good until he fumbled. And, he got that sack, and maybe that was why. But getting to the point, I just think we need to really clamp down on making quarterbacks comfortable in the pocket. We need to stop that. Stop making quarterbacks comfortable in the pocket. We need to disrupt those pockets and make sure we get in there, and as best we can, we got to disrupt those pockets. But and also, I heard the GJ may not even play, but regardless of that, I just think of him, whoever plays in his position cannot be suspect to the long pass, because I kept saying, thankfully we was winning, but in a lot of those games, GJ was giving up long passes because he was getting caught in one-on-one. So it looks like he's not good in one-on-one, but I'm just saying for him or whoever plays that position, I'm wondering what they're going to do to make sure that they're not susceptible to the deep throw. But I'm going to leave that to y'all. Hopefully I can get this out there before Santa gets here. Hey! That nigga just got here. All right, y'all. Peace.
What do the Bears need to focus on? Winning. I think that's it. But no, I said it earlier, moving the ball on the ground, getting pressure on Brock Purdy consistently. These are things that you have to do. C.J. Gardner-Johnson has had issues in coverage at times, as has Nashawn Wright. So not everything's been perfect there, but you gotta have to work on this one in this game. You're gonna have to. But at the end of the day, I could get all into the ins and outs, X's and O's, get the fucking win. And if you get the win, we can worry about the rest later. Get the win. Let's worry about the rest. And that's what this comes down to. The thing I want to focus them on is doing anything that it takes to win by any means necessary. Get that dub, and let's keep it pushing. All right, let's get into the last voicemail for today. This one's from Keys.
What's the deal, fellas? It's your boy Keys, man. Hope all is well with you guys. With that being said, let's get to it. First off, I want to say, man, hope you guys enjoy your Christmas with your families and enjoying this time. Always a great time to be around family. And, keep doing your thing, man. But, we got the game coming up against a really good San Francisco 49ers team that has put it on. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. It's bright lights, prime time, Sunday night. And, I think this game right here, we thought that the Packers game had a lot of implications. I think this game right here is the one where whoever wins this is going to finish as the first seed overall of the NFC playoffs. That's what it's looking like it's coming to, and that's just how I see it. Both defenses, they're trying to compare it, where it's going to have to be a high-scoring game, which I pretty much agree with. So, both defenses are not the best, but I still think the 49ers got a guy in Winters and Malik Mustafa, two young guys that can fly around and make plays. But if you think about it, they ain't got Fred Warner. They don't have Bosa, but they still got pieces around, and they got Saleh as a defensive coordinator. So the best way to attack them is to run right at them. And I think with our run game, we're going to have to get the points that we need to help us get to that next level. I think it's going to have to be a game where we might have to score. It may sound far-fetched, but we probably have to get 35 points. And, Caleb has to be on point, on target. I think he's going to get his target back in Luther Burden, which he was a limited participant. And we're going to see where everything line up, bro. And I think it's going to be Caleb's best game. And I think as offense, we got to put that up. In defense, we still got to get more multipliers with getting sacks. I want to see a little bit more out of Devon Dexter and Austin Booker. I know Montez Sweat, he's going to see a lot of doubles. And we got to go attack it. I don't care how we win, but that's what I think we need to do. But let me know what you guys think. Shot town up, bear down.
Ground game. If we get that going, it's going to be huge. Especially against this Niners team, if we can get the ground game going, it's going to be huge. This is a team that doesn't allow a lot of rushing yards. So if we can do that, we'll be okay there, right? And Caleb has to show poise and presence throughout the entirety of this game. If he does that, right? And that's not to say he's not going to have mistakes. He's not going to have some missed throws or missed opportunities, but show that poise, show that execution. Lead this team. This is a playoff team now that you're leading here. Young fella, go out there and act like you're leading a playoff team, and I trust that he's going to be able to do that. Ben Johnson's going to have him ready. These boys are going to be locked in. These are important games for the Chicago Bears. Like I said, this one's really important. Let's lock in the NFC, start getting some things locked in, and then we can decide if we want to go after that 1 seed or not in the final game against the Detroit Lions, which, where's Don Burr at, by the way? But, so we'll see if the Bears can do that. Let's hope that they can. But that's it, man. That's going to do it for today's episode of Chicago Bears Central. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow the show as well. Drop your predictions, your keys, and bold takes in the comments. You can follow us at Chi Bears Central. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. ChicagoBearsCentral@gmail.com. And lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-242-9336. We are the #1 spot for everything Chicago Bears related, and that's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, Chi-Town up, but bear down. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.